So as you read the title correctly, the new update release date has officially been leaked in the Strongest Battlegrounds. And it is my duty as a Strongest Battlegrounds YouTuber to cover absolutely everything that we know that is going to be in this update, as well as telling you guys when this update is going to be released. So without further ado, that is exactly what I'm going to be doing in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax, and enjoy as I tell you about this crazy news. All right, so first things first, we gotta go to the Yielding Arts Discord server. If you don't already know, Yielding Arts is the group that owns the Strongest Battleground. So boom, bam, bop, bada, bing, boop, pow. We're gonna go to their Discord server. Boom, all right, Discord's loading. All right, so there's a lot to cover here, but first things first, what you clicked on this video for, let's go to sub announcements here. And then as you can see right here, Aspector says update is most likely next week. It was a main developer's birthday a couple days ago, and that slowed down progress. I will make an event this time, hopefully, he says right here. So, okay, he said this on Friday, which means that even here on Friday, he wasn't sure if he was going to release it this weekend or next weekend. That's why he says most likely next week. I'm pretty confident that in this statement, he's not saying, you know, it's most likely going to be next week. What he's saying here is it's most likely going to be next week instead of this week. Does that make sense? Like at the time that this message was sent, he wasn't considering, will the update be ready by next week? He's confident that the update will be ready by next week. What he's saying here is he's not sure if the update will be ready by this week, which it wasn't. As we know, it is Sunday. We haven't received an update. It is going to be coming next week, guys. And I mean, it literally, he says right here, it was a main developer's birthday a couple days ago, so that slowed down progress. 1 day of progress was slowed down. They have an entire week to cook up this update. So yeah, guys, I am pretty dang confident that this update is going to be coming out this weekend, which is super, super exciting. Now, you might be asking yourself, what's going to be coming in this update? Because, I mean, honestly, you know, updates are cool and all, but, I mean, what is there to get hyped up about if we don't even know what's going to be in the update? Well, unfortunately, we don't have any sneak peeks, except for this, but I'm pretty sure that this got added to the game, right? 614? 614, yeah, this got added. So yeah, officially, we don't have any sneak peeks, but, I mean, let's use some common sense here, guys. If we just look up here at the characters menu, which honestly, I just want to point this out. This menu is getting long, bro. How many more characters are they going to add before they just stop adding new characters? But yeah, guys, as we know, they are still working on Tech Prodigy and the ultimate for this move set. So we can be pretty dang confident that we'll be getting another ultimate move and just some general polishing for this move set, because as you just saw there, it is, just a little bit not that polished yet. Some things about this do low-key break, as well as a couple bugs that I reported that will hopefully be getting patched in this update. Also, sorry, my footsteps are so loud. I didn't realize how loud this moveset is. But yeah, guys, hopefully those bugs will be getting patched in this update, as well as getting some new, cool, and exciting content. I wonder if they're gonna make Tech Prodigy be able to jump. Like, I'm pressing the jump button right now. You can't jump with Iron Giant, as they call it. I think it would be pretty cool to be able to jump, but who knows? I mean, that might be like a move or something. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, guys, pretty cool. Can't wait for that moveset to be done and we can finally move on to something else. And yeah, guys, as per usual, we already know that they're going to be adding some cool stuff to private servers as well, because they pretty much do that in every single update. Hopefully some new cool changes to build mode, you know, stuff like that. Oh, and I almost completely forgot to mention White Paper City Lord, who is the community manager, also known as Pina. They posted this in sub announcements on the 28th, which, just for reference, the last time that we received an update was on the 14th. So this is what, like 2 weeks after the previous update? And yeah, guys, as you can see right here, Aspector said, sorry, just was not a lot of time and this was not priority. Next update will receive M1 effects like the Fallen emote and potentially a special reuse ability too. You will not need to repurchase and will have the opportunity to rebuy it in the future. So we should be getting this emote in the next update, which is pretty cool, because as you guys can see, if you down slam an opponent, the debris like flies into the air and gets the infinity effect, which is super cool. What's this emote called again? What does he use here? Is it Shadow Eruption? What is it? Oh, the Strongest. I see. Yeah, cool. So they didn't add new emotes yet, as far as I'm aware, unless I'm stupid and I missed it. Let me know in the comments, but this should be coming in the next update, which is pretty exciting. And honestly, guys, this right here in game, these limited time things almost serve as like an update countdown if you think about it, because these refresh every weekend, which usually is when they update the game. They pretty much always update it on a Saturday or a Sunday. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Can't wait to see what they do with this. Now, guys, I do also just want to hear from you. What do you think would be a good feature to add to the Strongest Battleground? Because here is one thing that I think the Strongest Battlegrounds does have to start worrying about a little bit, is what point do you stop updating your game? I mean, sure, there's a lot of improvements that can be made to the Strongest Battlegrounds, but at a certain point, you run out of quality updates to make. For example, a game that changed this recently and stopped updating is Jailbreak. Those of you who know it, you know that it's a fantastic game. Jailbreak, one of my favorite games on Roblox. I play it all the time. I play it a lot more than the Strongest Battlegrounds, let me just say that. But guys, literally, they added so many updates, and they started realizing, like, the updates weren't really benefiting the community. Like, people didn't really enjoy when updates were coming out. And, you know, Jailbreak, it's like a cops and robbers type of game. And so they ultimately just decided to stop releasing new robberies and stuff like that, because they were like, honestly, it's more beneficial for us to just move on and go work on other projects. And don't get me wrong, they still do bug fixes and events and stuff, but they're not adding any new content. And the question becomes, when is that going to happen to the Strongest Battleground? Sure, they can keep updating the game, but at what point do the updates stop benefiting the community? I'm curious to hear you guys' thoughts on this, because I'm not sure if that update, that final big update, is going to be coming soon, or if it's years down the line. And, you know, honestly, that does scare me a little bit. And I think, honestly, when that happens, that's when we're going to really see games like Jujitsu Shenanigans and Heroes Battlegrounds really take off, because those Battlegrounds games are younger, and so they have more room for growth in the future. But then again, with the Strongest Battlegrounds literally taking a year to put out, like, what, 2 updates? Maybe they're updating slow enough that those games kind of caught up and they're all gonna run out of content at the same time. I'm not entirely sure. To be fair, it did also take Jailbreak like 8 years to run out of content. So, you know, I do think we probably have a lot more time with the Strongest Battlegrounds before it becomes an issue. But, like, how many new characters are they gonna add before the game just becomes cluttered and confusing? Like, even playing Jujitsu Shenanigans as a new player, it was honestly a little bit overwhelming, because there's so many characters and there's so many things that you can do with those characters, like little tiny specific things that you need to learn about every character. It was just a lot to learn all at once. So at what point does the game become a habitat that's no longer welcoming to new players and becomes too confusing? Because honestly, Jujitsu Shenanigans, I think that's the #1 thing limiting them right now, is their game is a little bit too complicated for a lot of players. It just feels like there's a lot of stuff that you have to learn in order to be able to play the game. I could be wrong, but I mean, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. There has to be a reason that Jujitsu Shenanigans is performing at like half the player count as the Strongest Battleground. And sure, you can narrow it down to the fact that the Strongest Battlegrounds has better quality moves, but honestly, Jujitsu Shenanigans, it feels more alive, and their game also updates a lot more. So what is it that's so much better about the Strongest Battlegrounds that people want to play it so much more? Is it the simplicity? Because think about this too, guys. The games that have been really popping off on Roblox recently, think Grow a Garden, Dead Rails, even Pet Simulator if you want to go back a little bit. These games are all pretty inherently simple. And that's because the audience that plays Roblox, you know, the large majority of it seems to be under 13, and not just under 13, but actually pretty young. And in general, younger people tend to enjoy simpler games. Nothing wrong with that. That's just how it is. So with that being said, I think Battlegrounds games have to be very careful about what they're adding to their game, because once you add something, it's pretty hard to remove it without community backlash. Or if you are adding things, you have to make sure that the community actually wants them. It is a tricky tightrope to walk. So yeah, guys, I don't know what you guys think of all of that. That's just something that I wanted to bring up because I wasn't sure what to think of it. But yeah, let me know what you think of all that in the comments down below. And yeah, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again very soon. Peace.